Once upon a time, in a land of towering mountains and lush valleys, there lived a young boy named Kael. Kael was an ordinary boy, living with his mother and father in a humble cottage on the edge of the village. But Kael had an extraordinary dream that set him apart from the other children of the village. Kael's dream was to climb the highest mountain in the land, a majestic peak that pierced the sky with its snow-covered summit. The villagers often told stories of the mountain, and it was said to be a place of great mystery and danger. No one from the village had ever attempted to climb it, for they believed that it was home to powerful spirits and untold treasures. Kael, however, was undeterred by these stories. He would sit for hours, gazing at the mountain from the fields near his home, imagining what wonders awaited at the top. He knew that he was meant to climb the mountain and unlock its secrets. As Kael grew older, he began to prepare for his journey. He spent his days exploring the nearby hills and forests, learning the ways of the wilderness. He studied the stars and the moon, for he knew that he would need their guidance on his quest. He also sought the advice of the village elder, a wise old woman named Alara, who had once been a great explorer in her youth. Alara told Kael about the challenges that awaited him on the mountain. She spoke of treacherous paths, fierce storms, and the need for a strong heart and a determined spirit. She also gave him a small leather pouch containing herbs and remedies, which she said would protect him on his journey. With Alara's blessings, Kael set out one bright morning, carrying a knapsack filled with supplies and his dreams of reaching the mountain's peak. His parents, worried for his safety, waved goodbye with tears in their eyes, but they knew that Kael had a fire burning within him that could not be extinguished. Kael's journey was long and arduous. He crossed rushing rivers, trekked through dense forests, and faced wild animals. He slept beneath the open sky, under the watchful gaze of the moon and stars. Each day brought new challenges, but Kael pressed on, driven by his determination and the image of the mountain that loomed ever closer on the horizon. Finally, after weeks of travel, Kael stood at the base of the mountain. Its slopes were steep and covered in thick snow, and the air was thin and cold. Kael knew that he had reached the most challenging part of his journey. He began to ascend, his heart pounding with excitement and fear. The higher Kael climbed, the more difficult the journey became. The wind howled, and the snow blinded him, but he pushed forward. He used the knowledge he had gained from Alara to navigate the treacherous terrain. As he climbed, he saw the footprints of other creatures, which only fueled his determination to reach the top. Days turned into weeks, and Kael's supplies dwindled. He ate what little food he had left and melted snow for water. He felt the mountain's spirits watching over him, both guiding and testing him. Yet he knew he could not turn back. He had come too far. At last, Kael reached the mountain's summit. He stood there, on top of the world, the wind biting at his face. The view was breathtaking, and he felt a sense of accomplishment and wonder that he had never known before. He had conquered the mountain, and he had done it on his own. As Kael looked around, he noticed a cave at the peak of the mountain. Curiosity got the better of him, and he entered the cave. Inside, he found a chamber filled with glittering gemstones and precious jewels. It was a treasure beyond his wildest dreams. But Kael did not take a single gem. He knew that the mountain's treasures were not meant for him to hoard. Instead, he offered a silent thanks to the mountain and its spirits, and he left the cave empty-handed. Kale descended the mountain, the memories of his journey forever etched in his heart. He returned to the village, where he was hailed as a hero. Kale's story inspired others in the village to follow their dreams and face their fears. They realized that they too could achieve the impossible if they had the courage and determination to try. Kale's tale was passed down through the generations, a reminder that even the most daunting challenges could be overcome with a strong heart and unwavering spirit. And so, in the land of towering mountains and lush valleys, the legend of Kyle, the boy who climbed the highest mountain, lived on, a testament to the power of dreams and the human spirit.